Welcome back to the channel. So last time we were able to open up an Amazon mystery box that was worth over $1,000 that we only paid $200 for. Today we're going to talk about something a bit more boring. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between AP and dual enrollment courses. As we're continuing along with the channel, we're just going to be trying some different videos and different content, so please feel free to let me know what you guys are looking towards. At the moment, I'm going to pretty much focus on some high school tips as well as college, more so along the lines of career and finance, just kind of jumble all that up together. So I'm just going to try to play around with the different content. Let me know what you guys like. If you have any questions, if there's any videos that you guys think you might want to see, just let me know. So let's get right into it. AP versus DE. So we have advanced placement, which is going to be done through College Board, the same brand that does your SAT testing, right? So your AP courses are typically done at your high school, and the way it's going to work is you're going to pay $90 typically. At least it really depends on the year. Sometimes you can actually get your payment waived for the test. But the way it's going to be structured is you're going to take this course that is going to get you both college and high school credit. You're going to take one test at the end of the year that will determine whether or not you receive college credit for it. Now, whether or not you receive college credit is going to depend on the school that you're trying to attend. So, a school such as Stanford, Yale, it's going to take a bit more to get you the college credit for it, right? So, some schools are going to require a certain score. So, the way the AP exams are scored, you're scored 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 3 being the minimum that you have to get to receive college credits for it. Typically, the lower standards of the schools are going to be more of your public schools, and then your higher schools are going to require that 5, that perfect score, right? Some schools, the way they do it is they're going to give you different amount of courses sometimes. So let's say you're taking a bio course, right? So if you're taking AP Bio, you may receive one section of Bio if you got a 4, but if you got a 5, you may receive 2 sections, right? It just kind of depends on what school you're looking to go towards. Now, AP exams are typically known as being harder because it's just a lot more homework, a lot more work and time that's required to go into this, and you're truly being assessed on one test alone. Even if you have an A in the course, you can still, not get college credit for it. It kind of sucks in that aspect a lot. So for me personally, I don't like the AP exams because of this. I'm not someone who really likes to test. I'm someone who typically has testing anxiety at times, depending on the subject and what it is. And just generally speaking, I just don't like testing. So I don't really feel as though it's right for me to earn an A in the course. When I have a good teacher, that's doing everything he's supposed to be doing, giving me the assignments, grading it fairly. I don't really feel it's necessarily right for me to have an A in the course and yet somehow still, not pass, not get credit for the exam, right? So I don't really like it for that factor. Um, Now, dual enrollment courses, on the other hand, it's pretty similar, except for the fact that you aren't assessed solely on your exam that you take. You do not have to pay a $90 fee or whatever the fee is to take an exam that you're going to be assessed whether or not you receive college credit for. The grade that you receive is the grade that you receive. Typically, you have to get a C minimum to receive college credits for it. It truly depends on the course as well as what school you're going towards. Now, dual enrollment courses is typically a partnership between your high school and your local community college. The way this works is um, you're pretty much going to be going either on campus to that community college, or sometimes they'll even have faculty that are permitted to teach these courses at your high school. Personally, for me, I was lucky enough to have teachers at my high school who I could take courses with at the high school, so I didn't have to drive to the campus or anything. I was able to take these courses at the high school, and it just pretty much like replaced my English. It replaced my chemistry. It wasn't anything additional I had to do, right? So for the English 12, I just took DE Comp. So this dual enrollment composition just replaced my English. It wasn't like I was doing additional work for it. Now, sometimes you may encounter tuition that you have to pay, but keep in mind this tuition that you have to pay is still going to save you a lot of money in the long run, right? These tuitions can sometimes be $500 for 3 credits, right? Whereas once you get to some universities, it can be $2,000 for one course. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it saves you a lot of money whether or not you have to pay tuition upon that. Now, oftentimes, your high school, I mean, will actually pay for these for you or sometimes give you a reduced cost, which is really nice and helps out a lot. Um, Now, as I said before, the grade that you get is going to determine whether or not you get the college credit for it, right? So you're not assessed on just one exam, which I really like. It just kind of shows you that you earned the grade that you earned. Um, for me personally, I ended up taking more dual enrollment courses, more so than AP. Personally, for me, I preferred dual enrollment courses. Now, to make that decision for yourselves, you want to keep in mind some things about your finances and what that looks like. Typically, for your dual enrollment courses, you may have to pay a little bit more than your AP courses, right? Your AP courses, you're only paying a $90 fee, however much the testing is, and that's all the fees that you're truly encountering, as well as the study material or the textbook, whatever you need. But at the end of the day, AP is typically cheaper than your dual enrollment courses. The other thing that you guys should keep in mind is your time management. Um, Dual enrollment courses can sometimes take up a lot of your time. Personally, for me, I found my dual enrollment courses easier compared to my AP courses. It really just depends on who's teaching it and what the specific course is. Um, but typically, your AP tests are going to be something where it's proven more that you can handle that college load. It's a little bit more similar to that 4 year university style of what you're being taught, as well as the pace of it, right? Whereas dual enrollment, it's, I'm not going to say it's not as hard necessarily. It just really depends where you're coming from. But for me personally, I found it to be easier because I just had a little bit more flexibility in that time aspect. I feel like with the AP exams, because you're going to be tested on so much material, you're going. You just really don't have that pausing moment, right? You're just continuously going through the course, trying to get all the materials done. And oftentimes, your professors are going to, or not your professors, but your teachers are going to try to get the information done earlier, right? So they're going to want you to finish all the content earlier in the year, right? So they want to do this because they want to give you time to review. They want to give you time to study with you, ask any questions that you may have. So this kind of puts a lot of time constraint on your AP courses as compared to your dual enrollment courses. The other aspects that you should be considering is your academic goals. As I said before, AP courses will sometimes rate you on a 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be changing depending on what school you go to, right? So schools like Harvard, Yale are going to prefer a 5 over a 3. Sometimes they won't even accept that 3, despite College Board saying you can receive the credit. A different school may not accept that policy, right? So keep in mind of your academic goals. Typically, with the college system, they deem AP courses to be a little bit harder and more geared towards the curriculum. So sometimes it's given a little bit more value. Now, that's not to say that you should take away from your own value if you take dual enrollment courses. At the end of the day, you're still receiving college credit for it. You're making your own decision to do what you want to do. You're saving money out of your pocket, right? So in conclusion, AP and dual enrollment courses are a great way to get a head start on your college curriculum and just to knock out some credits out the way, save some money, and it just sets you up for your career a little bit faster. Can ease the load that you have in college, so it can reduce you from having 16 credits one semester to having 12 if you choose to, right? Or it can give you the opportunity to even graduate early. Personally, for me, I'm going to be graduating college in 2 years instead of 4 because I was able to receive 42 college credits in high school, right? So this just shows you how much it truly has in its beneficial gains. This is something that you should definitely consider, and you're going to be choosing whether or not this is right for you based on your time management, your finance, and what your academic goals look like, right? One person that takes an AP course, might find it a little bit more challenging. Another person that takes a DE course, they might find that a little bit more challenging. Everyone is different. Everyone's going to have a different experience because we're all attending different schools. We're having different teachers, as well as just being different people, right? So Personally, for me, I can only answer for myself. I much preferred the dual enrollment route. It was easier for me in a sense, in the sake of time management and being able to do tasks when I wanted to do them. I didn't really feel that pressure or stress to score a 5 on an AP exam. I didn't feel the pressures to, review 20 hours in 1 week just for one test, right? That one test that was going to decide whether or not I received college credits, despite having been in the course for the entire year, right? So at the end of the day, your decision. These are just my own personal things that I can tell you about it and try to provide you guys any information that you may not have heard or possibly just kind of give you that insight from me. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and comment below whether or not you prefer AP or dual enrollment courses, or if there's just any other information that you want to put out there for anyone else watching this video. Thank you for watching. See you later.